G'day and welcome to another episode of Uncaged Expeditions, coming to you live from beautiful Talbotville in the Vic High Country. Absolutely stunning. You would have seen it in one of my other videos. What an absolute campsite, cracker of a campsite. Now, what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you through the canopy. I've had a few people, subscribers, asking to show you through it, so let's have a look. Now, I have been here now for a day or so, that's why you'll see some water. I had a shower and that, but this is how it's all packed up. All packed up. I've got some wood that I actually collected from a campsite next door. I'm taking that with me. Now, I've got space cases just because it's much easier. I can remove them when need be. I just find they work much better than having permanent drawers in there. It's not as versatile. Anyway, so in this one I've got fuel for the chainsaw, oils, recovery gear, drag chain and things like that. In this one I've got my power tools, my drill, my blower, saber saw. I've got my, what else have I got in there? Dryzer bones, I've got a towel, fire lighters, just miscellaneous things in there. Obviously the chainsaw in that, and there's the ladder strapped up to the back so that stays in place. Moving over to the other side. You can see the table strapped up there on the back. This one here is my food and everything. I'll show you through that later. And that's how it is, all packed up. Now, let me turn this around. Let me take everything out and run you through everything in a bit more detail, eh? Now, I've taken everything out of the canopy. This is how I'd normally kind of get set up. So, I'd have the food box down there, and that's got my food. Actually, let me open it up for you. So, food, dry goods, all the plates, cutlery, everything's in that one there. So that's all in one. I've got my table out there. Look, it's a little bit further out. It's just past the awning now. Normally it's under the awning. Got the chair out. Now, inside, hiding back there, is a Red Arc 1000 watt inverter, pure sine wave. Okay, got my ARB twin compressor up there. All the modules and everything you see in there is for the airbag controllers and for the pressure sensing output on the back, so I can just set the temperature, the pressure through the links. Got a fuse block up there. This is, if you've been following the channel, this is the second canopy I've put on. So this one we've done a little bit differently. Brought in mains power up the top, so positive, negative. That's from the secondary battery. Just so now if anything needs to be run out from there, I can either use the fuse box if it's something small, but like the compressor, it's running straight off that because it draws a lot of power and it's got its own fuses. Got the Coleman up the top there, the twin burner powerhouse stove, absolutely beautiful. Best stove I've had. And I've just got two boxes in there just with miscellaneous things. It's got hand wash, lighters, the pegs, guy ropes and things like that for the awning, so nice and easy things. Obviously the angle, that's the water output from the water tank. There is a water tank in there. It was custom made, about 70 litres. Pie warmer up the top. That works really well. I've used it a few times now on longer trips. It's really easy, really good. I've got outputs up here, so that's a cigarette point just there. That one's an angle point, or a merit plug I think they're called, and that's for that, just so it doesn't fall out or move around. I've got the board built back here with the two straps. As you would have seen, the table sits up there, and on that side the ladder sits for the rooftop tent. But yeah, obviously that's all out now. The steel chainsaw, the Farm Boss, I got the big boy. You know, it's probably a bit too big for what I use it for, but hey, always better to have, I don't know, extra grunt. I've got white lights. Actually, there are the power switches, the switches there. So that's for the external lights. That one there turns on the amber lights, and the one next to it, obviously the white lights. And I've got lights on the door. the amber lights work really, really well to keep the bugs away. It doesn't get rid of 100%, but it gets rid of about 90%, which is a big difference, I tell you. Now, on this side, ARB bag there, that's got all the awning stuff, so it's got the side walls and what else? I think I've got the fly screen room in there actually. I forget what's in there, I hardly ever use it. High lift jack mount, I don't carry a high lift anymore. Plate, not mount. But I can use my bottleneck jack on that to raise it up a little bit because it does need to be raised because of the 35s. Okay, got my hoses here, which are my shower. I've just got a garden sprayer at the end, put it on shower setting, and that's how I have my showers. Now, my shower setup, let me pull this hose out. It's kind of stuck, there we go. Now, that there is a Duetto Mark II hot water unit. So, basically, turn that on. It's currently at 32 degrees, the water. I've got it to set to boil to 60 degrees. Turn that off. Yeah, I've got that to set to boil to 60 degrees. So what happens is it mixes the cold water, which is down there. It goes through the pump, gets pushed out the back. It's a bit of a trick setup there. Anyway, it comes up here, cold water goes in here, hot water comes out here and goes into the mixer valve just here. So hot water comes in there, cold water gets pumped in there, and I've got it to set to 38 degrees. I don't know if you can see that. Got it set to 38 degrees, and then out of here, the output, a constant 38 degrees comes out of there. So for showers and things, 38 degrees is spot on. When it's freezing cold outside, you've got steam coming off you, it's warm, it's beautiful. And in hotter weather, it's not too hot, so that's perfect. And because the hot water serves only a 10 litre capacity, it mixes the cold and the hot and gives you a little bit more than just 10 litres if you're purely to set the unit to 38 degrees. So it lasts a bit longer, but you do need to be mindful. As I said, I've got 70 litres in the water tank, 10 litres there, that's 80 litres altogether. You know, you need to be mindful depending on how long you're going to be out here for. And this is to fill it up, so the hose goes in to fill it up. This one here is a breather or an output, so I'll put one just out there. When I'm filling it up, as soon as it fills up, the water flows out from this one. I know it's full. Turn it off, let all the water come out and drain out, and then I can unplug without it dripping. Because if I only had the one with a breather, you know what, water would spray everywhere when I unplug it because there'd be still pressure in there. It's a much easier unit. And also, I'll flick that up like that, use it as a breather when I'm using the water, so air can escape or go in, whatever it needs to do. And then when I'm driving, close that off, and now it's fully sealed. On this side, got 4 switches. Obviously the top 2 are the amber and the white lights. The next one there, that's the pump. And that one there is for the safety Dave. The safety Dave, and that's the booster, because when I've got the caravan on, it was losing reception between the two, because I don't know, the distance is too great or something, I'm not quite sure. Turn that on, it boosts the signal, and you know what, I don't have fallouts anymore. Oh yeah, and on this side, I've got up there, that is main battery straight in. Because as I said, I've got both of them here. I don't need to run any more cables to the front. Why I've got the main battery and the auxiliary battery in here, the main battery runs a hot water service. That draws a fair bit of current. So I've got that running off the main battery. So I turn that on while I'm driving. The alternator's charging that battery, there's no issues. Even if I turn off the car for about half an hour or so, let it keep going, that's fine. But you wouldn't want it to go from 15 degrees to 60 degrees. That'll take, I don't know, probably an hour or two, and that'll drain your battery. So that's why I've got both. On the other side, my auxiliary battery, that's running everything else inside the Canopy there. I think that's about it for the Canopy. It's all got central locking. And guys, when you're looking at canopies, just look at the quality of things. For example, look, is that going to focus? Look at the quality quality of the welding. That welding is unbelievable. It's fully welded everywhere you see. I don't know if that's coming out, but it's actually welded brackets in there and everything, so it's extra strength. Look, it's fully welded, it's not spot welded. The quality of everything is second to none. I must say that I've had a look at a few Canopies now, and this one would have to be by far the best that I've seen quality wise. That's what I've seen. I'm not going to get hate comments underneath saying, oh, you haven't seen this and that. It's from what I've seen, and I've seen a few. I'm not going to name names or anything. This one here is the best. It's probably one of the more expensive ones. I don't know of any that are actually more expensive, to be honest with you. I'm sure there are, but I just don't know of any. But the quality, I haven't seen one that surpasses the quality. I mean, just have a look at everything. The way that it's finished off is beautiful. Fully airtight, watertight, fully sealed, and that's what you want from a Canopy. Anyway, that's a video on the Canopy fit out and setup. And there's the ladder. And the awning, I've got the awning on a bit of an angle, as you can tell, just so water, mildew, anything like that can just run off if need be. Alright guys, I'm going to sit down, grab a V and enjoy Talbotville until I have to go. See you guys, hope you enjoyed. Break the cage, get outdoors.